Ronald on line 4 there. He
All right,
thinks
let's
he has a
go with
logical,
Ronald.
mathematical, scientific proof of God. I'd love to hear this.
Ooh, this is a perfect call. First call for Scott, mathematics. That's fantastic.
Here we go.
Okay,
Bring
that's
it. All
great.
right, let's hear it. I'm
Ronald.
looking forward to it.
Hello? All right.
Hello.
So here's my proof of God. Hello?
Hi, Ronald. We can hear you.
So,
Go ahead. Go ahead. We can hear you.
And who am I talking to? What are you guys' names?
Scott and Armin. Scott and Armin.
You're like Forrest and Matt. Okay.
Okay, now you're talking to
here's
Scott
my
and Armin.
mathematical proof of God.
All right.
So what the Christian Bible is talking about, when they gave like 3 attributes, all loving, all knowing, and all powerful, is like a place of thought. Like it's in your mind, but it's a lot deeper than that poetically, because it's like whenever you step back and look at the whole picture, it's like where you are, you know. So God can happen anywhere, and it's always happening, you know. So the reason why it's like all-knowing is because all the revelations are coming from that space. So all knowledge comes from God, right? And the reason why it's like all-loving is because everyone can do this. And this is where I'm coming from. And then all-powerful is because it can be any kind of scenario. And this is like what the Bible is talking about, because like the revelations weren't necessarily supposed to be all good. It's just the miracles within the Bible. Whenever you like tear down like the world that they were in, because
wait, Ronald, are you giving us proofs or are you giving us claims? How is this even math? First of all, maybe I have did they change the definition of math? But this is, first of all, this is not math, but more importantly, this is not even proof. You're claiming things.
It's barely even claims. It's more of a story than anything else.
Right. It's not math. It's not proof. We're not even sure what this is. You're just talking. You're just basically explaining your thoughts to us. Where is the proof?
This is coming from like an anthropological standpoint at looking how
we don't care about the standpoint. We care about the proof. You said you have proof. Don't give us your claims. Give us your proof.
So do you want proof that God is like immortal, or God is like?
We want proof that there is a God.
That there is a God.
We don't want
personified.
We want proof that there is a God.
Powerful and knowing and loving things. But
Ronald, stop telling us things that you think and give us reasons for why you think them.
So you think God is all-loving, all-knowing, all-powerful. Why do you think such a being exists?
Okay, so we can get into the being part as like tragedy, loss, and death is like a fearful space. And what gave that space in your mind that
God, this is like, Ronald, stop telling us the things that your conclusions. Tell us the reason behind they are true. Okay, forget you believe in God. Tell us why. What's your proof that there is a God? You promised us with logical, mathematical, scientific proofs of God. Give us the proof. Don't give me a list of things that you believe in. Just tell us why there's a God. Give us the proof for God. You didn't even say evidence. You said proof. So proof. Give us the proof.
I'm not saying that God is a living being. I'm saying he's a holy being, which is neither alive.
Oh my God.
Fact of
give us the proof.
In reality, what you wanted.
Ronald, do you understand the difference? Ronald, do you understand? Ronald, what's the difference between listing your claims and giving us any proof for those claims? Do you understand the difference between listing your claims and providing proof for those claims?
I can prove that X equals X. You're wanting like X equals like a duck. out of these proofs.
You claimed
And
to
if you
have
wanna-
proof.
Are
You
you a
claim to
troll?
have proof. What is the proof that you claimed that you have?
My proof was that all-loving, all-knowing, and all-powerful actually does exist as a poetic being.
As a poet, like, so
Give
not
us
in
a-
reality, just as kind of in a conceptual manner?
What?
Do you, so you're saying all lovingness exists and all knowingness exists and all powerfulness exists? Do you mean and you mentioned something about a poetic way. So are you saying that this is kind of a conceptual idea, maybe an ideal or something, maybe even something, platonic or something like that? Or do you mean like there's a God?
When we discovered like social construct, I actually believe in social constructs, right? But I think that was a discovery about.
So is God a social construct?
And even
Is
within,
God a
within
social
the
construct?
animals and stuff.
Is
they
God a
didn't even
social
have-
construct? Is God a
It's
social
very,
construct?
very close.
Is God a social construct?
It's very, very close.
Oh, very, very
God is
close.
a discovery like social constructs. Very, very close. Just as invisible.
So we
God-
made God. If it's very, very close, you mean we made God. We are the creators of God.
Yeah, essentially, but it's still like a discovery. Like gravity is invisible. Like, do you really believe that?
Gravity is not a social construct.
He's right. It's not.
It's still a discovery.
Okay, so that you
It's still a
contradicted
discovery.
yourself. Is it a discovery of something that exists, or is it a social construct? These two things, these are contradictory. If it's a social construct, then we didn't discover it, we made it. If it's a social construct, that means we made it.
No, it arose because of us. You understand what I'm
So
saying?
did we make it, or did it arose because of us? So God is not independent from the human mind. It's a product of the human mind.
It's like a scale. You could say either one. I don't think God actually has
I
ears,
can't-
and this is one of the reasons why you shouldn't
God has
question
ears?
God.
What?
Because you are literally crazy.
This is
to
too
question
random.
An immortal being. All
Okay, what did-
revelation
you said
came
what?
from God.
We're what? We're questioning an
logic
immortal
that-
being?
We're questioning an immortal being?
Oh
No,
my God.
I'm saying you can't question an immortal.
Okay.
have
Well,
ears.
all right. Well, let's address that then. You mentioned, are you saying that there's an immortal being that is God?
So God in itself is supposed to be unkillable, right? Because
Okay,
you can't just
Scott,
destroy.
I think you're trying to get out of him something that is impossible. He's just like all over the place. Ronald, you're being asked very specific questions, and you just go on a completely different direction.
Okay, ask me again. Sorry.
Sure. You had mentioned something
I'm kind of
about
nervous.
an immortal being. Okay. And so I'm assuming I may be going out on a limb by making this assumption, but I'm assuming that you're using the common usage of those terms. And so we're talking about something with a personality and an intelligence and intentions and all that kind of
No,
stuff. Is
that's
that,
just
are you talking, is God
personification.
like that, or is God something else?
God is something else. No, and here's what I was really gonna try to make a
Can you
claim
give
of.
us a clear definition, Ronald? Can you
that-
give us a one sentence clear definition of God? One sentence.
It's just the list that the Bible gave you. All powerful,
Which is what?
all knowing, all lovable.
All right. So lovable or loving?
He described
I think loving.
loving. Sorry, loving.
Yes. So
All loving,
tell
because-
us, how do you know loving requires agency? You're talking about an intelligent agent that is capable of loving, right? So tell us, give us the proof for such an entity existing. An
That would be going
all-powerful,
straight into like AI and why logic is like somehow intelligent, because you can throw variables in it, but that doesn't
Answer,
make it.
Ronald, Ronald,
revelation
stop talking about AI. Listen to this question, and then after I finish this question, the words that comes out of your mouth should be a direct response to this question. Okay, give us any form of proof that shows that there does exist an entity that is all powerful, all knowing, and all loving. Start by giving us the proof. Do not try not to get on other topics like talking about AI and stuff. Okay, I'm looking for any sort of proof that shows that such an entity exists. Go on.
The preservation of life. That's all I can say about it, is the preservation of life. Because what the writer of the Bible was trying to point out was that all revelation...
No, you're setting off... No, I don't care about the writer. I'm talking to you. I'm not talking about the writer of the Bible, okay? You gave me the preservation of life. That's it cannot be that cannot be the entirety of your proof, okay? That could be a starting point. Like proof, usually you require to connect these dots together for me. So in one dot, I have two dots here. One dot is an entity that is all powerful, all knowing, and all loving. So you have started to provide me with a proof, and you said preservation of life, okay? That cannot be the entirety of your proof. That could be a starting point. You give me a dot, you give me two dots, preservation of life and this entity. You have to connect these two for me. You cannot just give a dot. You have to find a way to connect these 2 points for me. Go on, connect them.
Okay, I'm not going to say that the Bible is anything than, other than an alphabet.
Just get to it. Just get to it. We don't need the qualifications. Just go straight to the proof.
Tell me how you get from preservation of life. Forget the Bible.
Forget the Bible.
Forget the Bible.
You gave us the proof?
Okay, I missed it. Okay, Scott, Ronald.
I always miss it. I always miss it. I must have been looking away.
I am so dumb and so stupid. Yeah, me and Scott were not very intelligent, both of us. You gave us the proof, and we missed it. We're so dumb. Do it again. We get from preservation of life. How do you get there to there being an all-powerful, all-loving, all-knowing entity? Give us the proof. How do you get from here to here?
Right. This is like, you could either say that this is by God or is God or you're in God, right? Because all thought comes from your mind.
Ronald, you're giving us a proof. You're giving us a proof for God. You cannot presume God. When you are talking about the proof for something, you cannot mention your conclusion in the logic, in the proof itself. We haven't gotten to God yet. So we don't know if there's a God or not. You're proving it to us. You said preservation of life. You're now going to give us a step-by-step process for us to get from this premise to that entity which you call God. So don't refer to God at all in your proof, because we haven't established if there is a God. I mean, forget God. We are talking about the definition that you have of God. An all-powerful, all-loving, all-knowing entity. How do you prove that exists with the preservation of life?
Okay, so he's all-loving because all the people in the Bible...
You're doing exactly what Armin just asked you not to do. Ronald, do you know what we're asking for when we ask for proof? Let me ask you that. Do you know what it is that we're looking for? Because Armin was pointing out to you, that you're referring to these characteristics of God before you've established that there is a God. Okay. And what Armin was asking is, we don't want to know about the properties of the God, because that's something that we talk about once we know there is a God. Okay. And so what we want from you is, we want you to start from facts and statements and propositions that presumably we can all agree on, right? We want to start from a place of commonality, and we want you to take us through the reasonable, rational, logical steps to come to the conclusion there is a God. Then we can talk about what this God is like and what this God might do and what kind of properties this God has. But we want you to, this is something I say all the time to my classes. I want you to show me the work. I want you to show me your work. I want to see your steps. I want to understand your thinking. We want to understand what you're trying to say to us. Do you want us to understand as well?
So I want you to understand, but I also don't really think that God has feelings either. So
Okay, so I give up.